Hey, welcome back, MobilityWOD. New MobilityWOD digs. I'm not going to lie. We've gone from the parking lot of dreams to the warehouse of dreams. But don't worry, Diane Fu is still in the house. So check this out. Here's what we're working on today. We have a high-level local rower at Marin Rowing, super jockey. Don't move. And he's complaining about having some, what'd you say? What's going on right here?
Serratus.
Was that your language? Is that my language?
Your language.
My language. So you had some kind of itis issue thing going on in this region. And so what happens is we describe the number of rowing. How much rowing are you doing?
About 4 or 5 times a week.
4 or 5 times a week, plus you're training here.
Yeah.
Now I want to show you something. Can you come outside, Pat? Is that this was his resting position, and our hypothesis is he's not going to be able to control the scapula of the shoulder complex as long as he ends up in a slightly flexed position. So this is one of the reasons we're always prioritizing the trunk first, and now he's straight up and down. And so what ends up happening is that if he ends up at full compression, go ahead and hit full compression for us on the earth. If he hits at full compression, you'll notice that he's tipped forward here. And the problem is as long as he ends up in this flexed upper back position, the serratus is going to be overactive, this muscle complex, because it's trying to stabilize the shoulder. You'll also notice that if he's got his eyes up on the monitor in this position, go ahead and put your eyes up like you normally do, then we end up putting a brake in the head too, and that makes it even further difficult to maintain a neutral spine and a good relationship to control the shoulder. So what ends up happening is we tend to see this horrific flinch happening. So this is a system where one is identifying, is this athlete going to have a neutral spine to the thoracic head relationship, because that's where this primary engine is sitting. The second component of this is I've got to keep an eye on the big system, because if he's stiff in the hip, at full compression, or the ankle, that means he's going to have to flex here in order to end up at full compression. So just do a few pulls for us, and you saw that flinch happen. And there it is again, flinch, and it's this late drag, quick pause, and we see this same flinch happen on the setup when we Olympic lift. Diane Fu's like, yes, I know this flinch. People pull off the ground, and there's a minute where they're not in a good stable position, and there's a little bit of definitive flinch that reflects itself as a click into the bar, right? And it's like you're that Justin Timberlake, right? Oh, now Diane's feeling embarrassed. So here's the deal, is that we're never going to get ahead of this until we can get him to arrive on full compression and try to mitigate and attenuate, ameliorate, try not to hate, your lover's mate. That was In Excess from the 80s. What's happening is until he fixes and resolves this problem, he's never going to get a hold of this. So our fix for this is we need to obviously allow him to be able to hit full compression in a strong and stable low spine position, mid-back position, so that his shoulder can function. We've got to turn this off, so he's going to smash this and kind of deal with the muscle stiffness to here, and this serratus feels ropey, and then probably mobilize his thoracic spine for a start. So that would be our kind of basic prescription, but the bottom line is, hey, don't row in that crappy position. Even though he's probably our best rower in our group, you know, what we're still looking at is the inefficiencies. He's going to pay some downstream tissue price eventually. And then also, what do you do for a living?
Work in real estate.
And does that mean you're ever on MLS with that?
A little bit.
Oh, a little bit. So he reflects that right hand into a rotated douchebag mouse position. What's up? And over time, this also reflects with the tissue stiffness in this region. Make sense?
Yep.
See you guys tomorrow.